Good morning, everyone. Well, it may not be all that good, but at least right now it's not, but it's going to get better. So, one more thing before I get into the actual purpose of this video. I want to start out with this shot because, as you all know, I always try to find a good thumbnail in my videos. All right, so hopefully I can get a good thumbnail shot from something here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Just need something to catch folks' attention. Something to garner the interest. All right, I think I got it there somewhere. All right, now let's get over to the actual subject and topic of this video. And I always make comments about breaking a statue and y'all have to listen to me cry. Well, fortunately for you, you missed out on that because I did all my crying last night when I bent over and I bumped into this bus right here and it fell down and broke. And that's what this video is about. I thought about throwing it away. And hold on, I do this every time I get to running my mouth and yapping and I don't really show you what's going on. So let's take a good look at this damage I've caused to this bus. And I really can't show you a whole lot because it's in pieces. So I can just show you little bits and pieces. Let me see. Make sure I'm in frame. All right, and I'm sure you know what it looked like before, but this is what it looks like now. And if you've never seen the inside of a 3D model, well, now you do, folks. That's what it looks like, minus all the white stuff. That is either plaster of Paris or some baking soda that I put in there to fill it up and give it some weight. And that's what all of that white stuff is right there. And let's get a good look up in here. Let me see. And I forget what they call this, but it's like the supports. That's what it is. The supports just doing the 3D model making process. That's part of it. And I want to try to keep it as much of this as possible to add some internal support to it because I do have a plan to fix this. Oh, but see, there we go. Let me show you the parts first. That's the main part of the statue right there. And thank goodness it's not in a lot of little bitty pieces. I also have this piece. Is that in screen? Yeah, on screen. That piece. Here's another piece. And I have this this is about the smallest piece. So I don't have to worry about trying to deal with a lot of small pieces. And this is the bottom part right here. And that's the little filler thing I added to the bottom of it. All right. Okay, now I wanted to show all of this mess I made before I get to what I'm going to do with this. So hold on, let me take a pause, get rid of some of this stuff right here, and I'll be back. All right, folks, I am back. I have cleaned up all of that plaster of Paris and baking soda. And oh yeah, let me show you. This is what it looks like now. That is the inside. And when I fill this with the baking soda and the plaster of Paris, hold on, let me get my pointer. One of my intentions was to try to coat this inside of the bus with some of the plaster of Paris, and I see that it did. Some of it stuck. Of course, I couldn't see in here and see where it was going, but I was trying to get it to coat the inside to reinforce it because, as you can see, it is kind of thin. So I was trying to reinforce it, but it looks like that was a fail. I'm off camera. Let me see. And let me see what else I want to talk about in here. Also, I had built up a support. Now that part was successful. I had built up a support area, right? And this is the neck, by the way, this area. Right now, where is it at? I'm off camera. Right now I'm pointing inside the neck. So I had built up a support area inside the neck that allowed me to attach a magnet to it. And so that part was successful. So it wasn't a total failure. Let me see what else I want to talk about. I guess that's it. Now, well, let's look at the damage. And of course, you know, the bottom part of this is the this is the bottom right here. So those pieces right there are broken off, but I do have those pieces. But I have to deal with this large crack right here and this smaller crack here. All right, and one of my magnets came this large. It came loose, it broke off. Or at least these two did survive, so that's a good thing. But I have to reattach that magnet, and of course I have to reattach this magnet that's holding the head in. All right, and let's talk about what's going to go inside of here. But before I do that, let's get to the main thing. And once I realized I had knocked this over last night, hold on, let me move things around. I don't have a lot of working room here, so y'all have to bear with me. But once this hit the ground last night, my main concern was the head, because if some of the teeth or the tongue had broken out, I don't know, it would have been a disaster. So the head survived pretty much unscathed, except for one small area that I see. He took a little bump on the chin here, nothing that a little paint can't take care of, so I'm thankful for that. No damage to the teeth or the tongue. So the skull survived intact. Okay, put this somewhere safe. All right, now let's talk about what's gonna, oh, let me show you this first. I think I showed this earlier, but let's show it again. This is some of the internal supports, and I will be reusing a lot of this. Some of it is beyond repair, unusable, so I had to throw it away, but I was able to salvage most of it. All right, so I'm going to reuse this. And now I want to talk about some of the items I've added to my artistic arsenal. I recently discovered the glue gun. Hold on. The hot glue gun, I should say. And folks, this thing is pretty good. If you into hobbies or models or anything like that, this is really useful tool right here. So I'm going to be using that along with multiple glue sticks, many glue sticks. As a matter of fact, this is 220. I think I just ordered a box of 500, and I may end up using a good portion of those, because what my plan is, to, and let me get this on camera here, using these supports to kind of hold things together. I will be putting these back inside and filling this with hot glue. Now, my first thought last night, after I stopped crying and picked up all the broken pieces off the floor, I was thinking I could just fill it with resin, just put resin in there. But resin is kind of expensive, and it's, from what I hear, it's really toxic. So I really don't want to be dealing with that right now. I was looking for a cheaper alternative, and this glue gun, hot glue gun, came to mind. So that is my plan. Fill up this thing right here with hot glue. That will add a lot of support. It's going to give it the weight that I want, and hopefully it's going to adhere to the inside of the bus and keep it from coming apart. Because I thought about gluing these pieces back together, but that's not going to do a whole lot of good. Okay, I can glue all these little pieces back, but I still need something to hold it together on the inside. And except for the resin, the easiest thing for me to do or to use would be this hot glue. So that is my plan, folks. I'm gonna fill this thing up with hot glue, and I'm hoping that's gonna do the trick. I really put a lot of time and effort into this bus, so I don't want to just throw it away. I like the way it turned out. Okay, so this, I don't know how long this series is going to be. It may be 1 or 2 videos, but we'll see. So All right, I hope you stay tuned to see how things turn out. And hopefully you can get some good hints or tips or ideas from what I'm about to do with this project. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. And I'll be back with more. Bye.